Minnesota Aurora FC kicks off its fourth season later on this year, and they'll do so under the direction of a new head coach. Jen Larrick, former assistant coach for Aurora, rejoins the franchise as the head coach, and she's with us now. Jen, thanks for carving out some time to talk.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jake. Good to be here.
For starters, what was so special about this opportunity? Why was Aurora as the head coach the right fit at the right time for you?
Yeah, I feel a huge connection to this club. I was involved in the Minnesota soccer community for, over a decade. And so I ended up knowing a bunch of the founders, and I was at the first ever parking lot outdoors in COVID times brainstorm meeting about this club, before it had a name, before it had a logo. And to see it become Aurora, what it is today, has been incredible. And to be involved in that first ever season, to get to see the players build the club with us, to get to see the fan base show up for us. I just have this deep passion and connection for Minnesota Aurora. I cannot wait to be back.
How would you say your stops since you left the Aurora coaching staff have shaped your philosophy as now a head coach?
Yeah, so I've been playing and coaching and studying coaching abroad. I've been working on a sports coaching doctorate in Wales, playing in Wales and New Zealand, and coaching in Wales and New Zealand. I've gotten my UEFA B license, all in the span of when I first started as an assistant till now. And what that's done for me is given me a really global perspective on the culture of soccer. I was about to say football, just shows that global perspective, and on coaching, and perhaps most importantly, specifically for Aurora, I have the lived experience now of doing football abroad, which is what a lot of our players are interested in doing. And beyond that, I have specific connections in Europe and now here in Oceania, where I can start to build some of those relationships for Aurora players and see if it's a good fit for them to come to the Australian A League, or if they want to get a master's degree and play in the UK, I can help make those connections. So for me, this experience across the globe is a really perfect fit for Aurora.
For the first 3 years of Aurora's existence, we've seen some consistency in roster construction. Players like a Morgan Stone, a Mariah Wynn have been a part of the franchise from jump. But as we know now, they're moving on to other avenues of life, professional opportunities. For you, what will your recruiting philosophy look like? And how do you plan on tackling reloading what has consistently been a talented Minnesota Aurora roster?
Yeah, like you said, so much gratitude for that really stable core group that's been there all 3 years. And at the same time, what we told them is Aurora can be your stepping stone. We're pre-professional. We can be your stepping stone to go play professionally. We'll give you an incredibly professional experience. You'll be ready for that next step. And now they are ready and they're doing it. So that's our job, is to help them get there. And there will definitely be a good chunk of returning players again next season. And at the same time, filling in the rest of that roster is about a really comprehensive search for that right niche of player that has the Aurora culture and values, competitive, wants to train at a really high level all summer long. We do morning trainings in the summer. Like, these kids are they're committed, they're competitive, and they want to play at the next level. And part of what I'm interested in doing is building stronger and stronger networks with those next level clubs, whether it's the NWSL, the new Canadian Northern Super League, the USL Super League, so that if they have players that they like that are not quite there yet for them, potentially they can, facilitate them coming to us. We can keep in communication. So we'll have that core group of our players, and then really go after those players who are so close to that pro step, maybe are not quite exactly there yet, but through seasons with us, they can get there.
The Heartland division looks a little bit different since the last time you were on an Aurora coaching staff. Obviously, River Light joins. They make the playoffs last year as a wild card. Recently, Chicago City and Chicago Dutch Lions have merged franchises. Also, Sioux Falls City moving up to the USLW. It's expected that they would join the Heartland division this coming season. What would you say is the most challenging thing about stepping in as the head coach in what is a loaded division that Aurora faces this year?
Yeah, I'm framing it as exciting, not challenging. I women's sports is evolving and changing and growing incredibly rapidly in the United States, and that's exciting. The better the competition, the better for everybody. The better the competition, the more exciting for the fans. So I'm thrilled by it. If we face really strong competition in our division, the goal is to be in the playoffs like every year. That's the goal. And if we face really strong competition in the division, we'll be more ready for the playoffs. If we face really strong competition in the division, the games are going to be incredibly exciting. We want to put on a show for fans. We want to have great competition. And I feel like that's what's going to happen this season.
What's the one thing that you've missed since you left Aurora that you're most looking forward to seeing this season?
Oh man, I have missed the players, the energy and excitement that they bring to training sessions, to goal celebration. Seeing the players practice their goal celebrations is like the coolest thing. Um, you know, we always let them do a training session where they kind of design their own corner kick, and if we liked it, we would bring it in. That's always really fun, right? They're creative, they're cool, they're talented folks. And then certainly just being around the staff at Aurora is exciting. But I'd be remiss if I didn't include the fans in that group. The home games are magical. It's because of the energy the fans bring. And I've certainly missed that connection with the Minnesota soccer fans.
Jen Larrick, set to become the third ever head coach in club history for Minnesota Aurora FC. Her tenure as head coach will kick off later on this year. Aurora fans, keep an eye on Minnesota Aurora social media for ticket information, schedule information, and roster information. Coach, thank you so much for carving out some time and looking forward to what should be an exciting 2025.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Can't wait till that first game. And thanks for all that you do for the club.